Hey, what's up, guys? What day was it? Day 35 in the books. I am not on location in Seattle. I went home to Puerto Rico. Basically, I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait and allow these relationships to percolate. This also creates an interesting constraint conducting the site visit process or the site visit step in our sales process from 4,000 or 5,000 miles away. Thank God I hired that part-time sales rep to execute the site visits for me. Interesting day today. 6 leads came in over the weekend from the calculator, averaged about $35 a lead. I set one appointment. So this qualified appointment cost me $210. So far, I can tell you my career sales rate is 1 in 3. I hold about a 33% sales average for the last 10 years. So this is implying if a qualified site visit is costing me roughly $220, $230, I'm spending a little under $700 of advertising to acquire an addition or an ADU contract, which is going to start at, I don't know, $150,000 for a 500 square footer. But yeah, so far so good. The math is mathing. Also today did a fabulous designer networking call over Zoom. She pushed it on me. She's like, why are we over Zoom? And I was like, yeah, I didn't want you to feel like your time was being wasted and explore for a good fit. And if we are, we can schedule coffee later. And she's like, oh, okay. Like, that easy. One thing about the designers I learned today during our meeting together, it was really interesting. First off, she came in with an agenda, which was amazing. And I was being interviewed as much as her. I'm used to being in control. So that was interesting to make me tap dance like that. But so how I won the day was by leading off with this one phrase: disarms them all. I'll go ahead and give it to you. Hey, so we have we're expanding up into X neighborhood. And so for us, that's a true statement. We're expanding into Bellevue from Tacoma. And I was like, we're expanding into Bellevue after becoming the most awarded and highly reviewed design builder in Tacoma. Now, if you don't have that, you don't have to say that. You could say, hey, listen, we have a media campaign going live. I'm already getting leads coming in. True statement. I got 6 over the weekend. And I said, I want to expand my design relationships so having design capacity is not going to slow down the business, become the constraint. And more importantly, her name was Francine, just like my wife. I was like, Francine, I want to win awards with you. That's the magic phrase right there. I want to win awards with you. Why does that work? Because these designers advance their careers based on the number of awards. That's how they, in their mind, justify being able to charge a higher rate for their design services. So you as a contractor coming in and saying that, you're speaking their language. So then I took her on a deep dive of the calculator and how I, as a contractor, will be able to bring business to this relationship, thus establishing credibility and the law of reciprocity. So now she sees that I have a calculator that's producing this business. That's going to put the onus or the pressure on her, not me, to produce. Right. So she already knows I have relationship collateral. Now she needs to bring relationship collateral. It's just human nature, the law of reciprocity, to want to be equal. So when she saw that, then I was like, hey, let's talk design process. And I walked her through my 58-step design process. But I was like, really, I need us to collaborate on these 6 steps. And I walked her through from measure meeting to red line meeting to how we create the selections budget, how I like my design partners to actually create for me 2 selections budgets, one that fits the client's budget, and the second that we could actually win an award from. Again, speaking their love language. And then from there, we then lock in trade labor via trades day, and then we go to final contract to build. And then I took her through our build process. I was like, listen, it doesn't really stop there. I prefer my design partners to participate during the build at these inspection points because my trade specialists do not get paid unless these checklists are inspected by both my project manager and ideally my lead designer. And she's like, wow. And I was like, we do this so that you and I can protect your reputation and ours with the homeowner. It also keeps quality high. And so now, you know what she's hearing? Organized contractor who will protect my reputation. Who's a safe person to refer business to now? This guy. And you combine that with the law of reciprocity, because I took her through the calculator that's going to give me collateral to feed this relationship with her. We got ourselves a partnership going on. And this is infinitely scalable, especially when our kitchen, our 120K kitchen goes to build. I'll have the gross profit to pour back into this calculator to just be like Dr. Feelgood with the freaking leads, feeding my designers, which in turn will create referrals back to me. So far, so good. We set a site visit today off the calculator out of those 6 leads. I also got a referral from another builder out of market. His name is Steve Klingerman, out of Portland. Awesome dude. I need to call Steve. So he got a hold of Peter, our part-time PD, and passed the referral, which is out of market for him. So we got that going for us. So far, 2 additions on site visits on the books. I forgot to tell you, Saturday, we bagged a deposit on the design agreement. So I would say we are 80% to have. So the way that works is I will pitch you the full design retainer. And if you say, I need to think about it, which happens 19 times out of 20, I then redirect you by asking, okay, so when were you thinking of getting back to me? They're going to give me a date. No matter what they say, I'm going to be like, that as busy as we are, that's not going to work. I have time for a call next week, 7 days from now at X time, 10 days from now at Y time. And then whether they intend on actually keeping the meeting or not, they're going to give me a date just to get out of the meeting. And so then when that happens, I'm going to be like, I do have one more, I'll be like, all right, so we're penciled in. I do have one more concern. And that is, I will be shocked if this measure meeting is available for you by X date that they picked. And the last thing I want for us is to meet again. You're in a position to move forward, and I can't serve you until December. So I tell you what, why don't we just swap some paperwork? I'll take a completely refundable $500 deposit. If for whatever reason you don't want to move forward, I'll give you your money back. I'm just looking for a small micro commitment to justify turning away the likely future business. Fair enough? And if they're serious about the project, they're going to say yes. And if they're not serious about the project, they're broke, or they're one of those crazy analytical personality types that just needs more detail. They're going to say, no, I appreciate that, but I just need to think about it. And I got a way to smoke out if they're that crazy analytical type. I just can't share that publicly. My portfolio partners and my clients will hang me. But just know it works. So we have that going for us. So I'm fixing to fire off a design challenge email at my guy, and we'll take it from there. In fact, so even though I got a deposit out of this guy, I'm still going to fire off my super secret right hook, the design challenge, because he is a super analytical type. But either way, So we got a deposit on the books for a fairly large addition. We have the opportunity to lock in a separate design challenge, which is it's like a micro commitment to a design agreement. And then we have 2 site visits already on the books. One came as a referral from another out of market builder, and then another one came from the actual calculator. So I'm excited to get some relationship capital going so that I can feed my designers so that they can turn around and feed me back, having primed the pump. Really getting in my groove. It's really fun taking these meetings from 5,000 miles away in Puerto Rico today when they're sitting in Seattle and seeing the process still work. But yeah, so let's talk some stats. I have $6,000.81 on hand after making my second payment to Remodel Commander. 0 realtor emails went out, 0 designer emails went out, 100 wealth manager emails went out. So far, 3 realtor responses, 26 designers, like freaking 27 wealth managers. Calculator leads are up. Was 7, now it's 6, or I'm sorry, 13. So far now 2 referrals. We're up to 6 site visits now between executed and scheduled. 3 proposals sent so far. We have 1 under design. We have a deposit. I'm pretty sure we'll get another one under design tomorrow when I fire off that design challenge email to the client that needs to think about it. So to answer your questions, I have 3 to 500K in the sales pipeline. That's about to go to $1 million to 1.2 million in sales pipeline. Still only 120K in the design. That will go to build in about 3 weeks. I'm really excited for that. That has to happen this month so that I can afford to live or sell some really big design challenge contracts. But yeah, 145 days left. Today, again, we talked about this. I scheduled 2 more additions site visits worth easily 700K based on what they described to me. Conducted a designer networking meeting. I have another, so way ahead, I have another. So, let's talk stats again. 7 designer relationships now. The quota is 2. 5 realtor relationships. The quota is 20. 0 wealth managers yet. The quota is 1. My strategy, again, I pivoted again today. So I'm turning the designer networking back on now that our lead flow is so strong. And this is to ensure that we have a quick design process and we have capacity, and that design is not the choke point of us putting projects into build where the real money is. And also to pick up more, reciprocal referrals to expand that referral network, because referrals from a designer are usually much quicker to contract than referrals from a realtor or a wealth manager or a mortgage loan officer. But what I am doing is I am 100% pausing all realtor networking until we're ready to launch the handyman business that I've talked about. And we're not going to do that until the 120K kitchen goes to build, giving us the gross profit to both invest in expanding our calculator addition, ADU calculator marketing, and we're going to add in a kitchen calculator. I want to be spending $200 a day to feed that beast. And then, $200 a day, that should set up about a $4 or $5 million company. We have 145 days left in the challenge. This is just math, guys. I'm mathematically ensuring that I don't fail here. And then we still have that designer Thanos campaign going, where we advised that the designer Kirsten to create viral content. A lot of her content's gone viral. We're talking 90, 100,000 views. And what we're doing is we're retargeting the people that engage with her Instagram with her very own lead magnet, which I'll show you guys. I'll probably have that up later this week for you to see. And her lead magnet is on design and remodel management. And then bottom of funnel, we're going to retarget those downloaders with ads, email, and text messages, pushing them to the calculator. But it's going to be Kirsten advising them to use our NSS calculator. This won't be housed under Kirsten's brand. So it'll be like a third-party referral, except it's organic and controlled. But the agreement with Kirsten is anything that comes through this funnel, she gets the design, I get the build. So it's a match made in heaven. I want to get 9, maybe 10 more of these relationships going, where the designer has proof of concept and is taking over the ad spend, and that's going to leverage ultimately my marketing. So that's how we're going to do that. I'm still intending, once we get the kitchen funnels going, we're going to use the kitchen leads as relationship collateral with the designers. We're going to keep the addition ADUs in-house because there's enough meat on the bone for us to get some gross profit out of that design contract without just not being price competitive. And so, yeah, that's where we're at. Tomorrow's going to be an interesting day. There's a site visit tomorrow with the referral from the out-of-market builder. There's a site visit Thursday with the lead from the calculator. So far, the calculator is underperforming expectations, barely. I mean, there's not enough data for me to say that, but I was planning on 5 leads from the calculator to set 1 appointment and 5 appointments to win one contract. So far, I'm grossly overperforming conversion from proposal to agreement, and I'm barely underperforming lead to appointment. But the law of averages, it's all going to even out. It's just really interesting to see. I've seen this setup run anywhere from 3 leads to 5 leads to set an appointment, and 3 appointments to 5 appointments to set a contract. So it'll be interesting to see how yours truly falls on what I can control, which is appointment to contract. That's just a measure of my sales skill. However, my ability to follow up with leads does influence lead to appointment. I mean, you do get laydowns, but I'm being very pessimistic and planning the business model off of 5 leads to an appointment, 5 appointments to a contract. So in other words, 25 leads to a contract. And we have so far generated 10 leads. So we'll see how this shakes out over the coming months. It's not going to be any worse than that, I promise you. So yeah, that's where we're at. Let me know what you think in the comments. And guys, happy Monday. Let's kill this week.